Welcome back to the Chevrolet World Series pregame show on Fox. Just about time to see how this amazing series will conclude, and these fans are pumped up. It's Game 7 of the World Series between the Texas Rangers and the St. Louis Cardinals, and now it's time to say hello, Joe Buck.
Starting lineup for Texas, brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Ian Kinsler first up. Then Elvis Andrus. It's Josh Hamilton, homered last night, hitting third. Michael Young, Adrian Beltre, Nelson Cruz, good to go. Mike Napoli, bad ankle and already. David Murphy is batting eighth, and Matt Harrison pitching and batting ninth. And here are these numbers from this postseason for Carpenter. Glad you're with us. First time he's done it, however, on short rest. Good start. Kinsler with a base hit into left on a pitch that was up. And Ian Kinsler. There goes Kinsler. Now he comes back and he's trapped. Just like that, the Rangers lose Ian Kinsler on the bases. 1 out.
A mini momentum shift. Andrus squaring around. Kinsler slips for the second time in this series. Kinsler is picked off by Molina. Caught in between, but Molina wasn't.
Can do with a 3-1 count. He takes a 1-out walk. Game 7 is Holiday. Runner goes, and a base hit into right. It's past Pujols, and Elvis Andrus will cruise all the way around. It's an RBI double, and the Rangers strike first. Aggressive on the bases, starting the runner, and Hamilton puts Texas on the scoreboard.
Normally, in a World Series, when a team has a bad break, like Ian Kinsler being picked off, you stop running. It's only normal. Not Elvis Andrus. He had 37 during the season. Off with the crack of the bat, scoring easily, and Hamilton to second base. Last night's gone right now.
For the first out. Now he lines one into right. Berkman on the move, won't get there. Going around third and coming to the plate is Hamilton. Young has delivered an RBI double, and it's 2-0 Texas.
That ball up and in to Michael Young. He fists it down the right field line for another double by the Rangers. Third hit in this inning. In fact, Carpenter hasn't retired anyone. Molina did.
Here's an 0-2. A strikeout for round number 2. That is a tester for Freeze. To pick up the throw, and the inning is over. But the Texas Rangers trying to put last night out of their memory, get 2 in the first half inning here in Game 7. Theme. Here is the Taco Bell starting lineup. Think outside the bun. The Cardinals have Ryan Theriot on the leadoff spot for the first time this postseason. His first start since Game 3. He's about to walk in. Then Alan Craig, Albert Pujols, Lance Berkman, David Freese, Yadier Molina. Rafael Furcal is batting 7th. He's been the leadoff man. Schumacher is in center, and then pitching is Chris Carpenter batting 9th. And here are the numbers this postseason: an ERA over 5 for the young left-hander Matt Harrison. One starter is available if needed. Theriot grounds to Kinsler, who led off with a base hit for Texas, and there have the first 1 out. Next Friday. Here's a fly ball into right center, and going to get it to his left is Hamilton. 2 out.
Will be taking here.
And he takes a walk. It'll bring in Lance Berkman. And it was Lance who last night tied the game in the 10th with a 2-out RBI hit. And they have learned to love the longtime rival to the Cardinals while with Houston. Here comes David Freese.
third baseman David Freese.
Runners go on a shot into left center field. This is going to tie it. David Freese, what a roll. 2-2 in the first.
David Freese on a changeup inside. His last 3 at-bats. A triple to tie, a home run to win, a double to tie.
Molina flies one to center. At the track, at the wall, it's caught by Josh Hamilton to end the inning. Man, it's a thrill a minute in this series. Every time you turn around, somebody's chasing a ball down or plugging a gap or hitting a home run or what's next? Tied after 1 in Game 7. Have as a team in this World Series. That is a base hit into left. And he just keeps on hitting. Over to cut it off is Craig. And Napoli is on to start the second. Series and was good in Game 5 of the World Series. That is not hard hit. The throw to second for the out. And the Cardinals get the lead man. With Furcal covering, 1-on-1 out.
Innovative in the early innings.
Here's the bunt. And it is picked up by Pujols for out number 2. And a 4-pitch walk puts Kinsler on. A chance for Elvis Andrus to get the lead again. Throw down to first and safe. Going second to third is Murphy. And they may have had Ian Kinsler if Pujols hung on. It was close.
Couldn't agree with you more. I think he's out. Pujols tried to slap tag. Watch, this is a design play. Molina with that cannon behind the plate. I think he would have been out. But Pujols tried the quick tag and missed it. Kinsler's already been picked off twice by Molina.
2 out. Back to Carpenter. It was eventful. But it's still 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the second of game number 7. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Furcal is moved down the lineup, and that pays off here in the second. To the shortstop, Elvis Andrus to second, out, over to first, got them both. Well turned, 6-4-3, and the bases are empty behind Matt Harrison. 6. That ends the inning, and that's strikeout number 1 for Matt Harrison as he tries to settle in. Images from Game 7, which rolls into the 3rd inning. Texas and St. Louis tied at 2. Here's a 2-2. And a ground ball to the shortstop for Carl. Had to hurry, got his man. 1 out. So let his eyes stop watering. 1-2 pitch, 2 out. Strikeout number 2.
Go to Game 7. And he's an Aussie.
Unbelievable.
How about that?
Here is Beltre being hit by a pitch. Here's a fly ball into left. Cruz got under it. Hit his 8th home run of the postseason here last night to tie a record. This one a big swing, but out number 3. Rangers have left 4, bottom of the 3rd. Tell Hugh Jackman we're tied 2-2. Terrio trying to dump one into right, and Cruz is there. 1 out.
That erased last night. Now we have a new one.
3-2. Craig hits it in the air to right. Back at the wall. The Cardinals have taken a Game 7 3-2 lead and a home run by Alan Craig.
Again, we talked about David Freese and Alan Craig. The power they have to right field.
Here it is again.
Watch where the pitch is. Out away. Full extension. Alan Craig with his second home run against Matt Harrison.
Second baseman where he made 8 starts. Pujols golfs it. Foul ball. And dropped by Michael Young. He has had a rough series at first base. His first base. Hard hit, broken back, and Beltre from a knee down to get it. 2 out. Diving catch by Young, and there's a nice play by one of the best players in franchise history, Michael Young. We go to the 4th. Alan Craig a home run, and the Cardinals lead it. It's Game 7, 3-2.
With the hook.
He does, and he gets him. Strikeout number 3. Force out his first time. Now chops one to Pujols. Feeds Carpenter. 2 out. Stopping. Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher. Inning is over. That was for Mark Teixeira back in July of 07. We are in Game 7. Texas jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Now 3-2 Cardinals. After 3.5 on a chilly night in St. Louis.
Now Edmonds was there with his 5-year-old son Landon. Freese is Landon's favorite player, and Freese said that Edmonds actually got choked up by the moment.
Here's a 2-0. Molina with a base hit into center. On with 1 out here in the 4th inning. Takes a wide turn, but a nice play by Hamilton. It's a single. 1 out in the inning, runner at first. And a base hit into right. Molina stops at second, 2 on, 1 out for the Cardinals in the 4th. And for Kyle is 2 for 2. Another broken bat. The only out at first, and the runners advance to second and third. Here's a 2-1. The pop up into right, and in the inning. Nelson Cruz is there. Cardinals strand 2, have left 3 on the night. We've played 4. And it's 3-2 Cardinals into the 5th. Back after this from your local Fox station. And Hamilton for the Rangers. And that's under the glove of Freese. Another hit for Ian Kinsler on base for the 3rd time tonight. And he went after that first pitch and got it by Freese. The bunt is good enough to get Kinsler down to second, and the sacrifice is good with Carpenter feeding Terrio. 1 out, a 3-1. Popped up, left side, foul ball, make it out of play. And it is caught by Freese. Leaning over the railing for round number 2.
Joe, we talked about this in last night's game. That when you think a ball's going to be near the railing, get to the railing and make the play. You can always back off. And a good play, a fine play by David Freese. Very, very nice. Rafael Furcal falling down.
Inning over. Strikeouts and a nice defensive play in the inning to support Carpenter by David Freese. Halfway through Game 7, the home team is up by 1. a representative of the Cardinals for the 11th time. Will the Rangers have their first in franchise history? Broken back. Andrews to his left. Gets the out. One away. That will bring in Allen Craig. And Allen has hit 2. Against Harrison, his first at bat. Game 3. Against Harrison, his second at bat. Game 7. And that's a 1-out walk with Pujols coming up. And that caught a piece of Pujols to put 2 on with 1 out. Chopper on the right side, going to be a tough play. Feldman gets there, and the runners advance to second and third. 2 out, and a big out for Scott Feldman.
That's establishing a lot of credibility at a very young age for David Freese.
That'll bring Molina back to the plate with a full count. Three-two pitch. Outside to make it 4-2. A bases loaded walk. And the Cardinals lead by 2.
How about that expression by Mike Napoli? Wanting that pitch for a strike. Watch his body language.
Here comes Ron Washington. It's 4-2, and now C.J. Wilson, who has tied a record for the most walks in a single postseason, his 24 games in a season, hits for Cobb to make it 5-2.
The last thing anybody in this ballpark and across this country was thinking was that a sailing fastball
and a strikeout ends it as the Cardinals come up with 2. They've stranded 6. We've played 5, and the Cardinals lead the Rangers by 3. Here's an 0-2. Back to Carpenter. And second, although he gave up just 1 hit in the second. Here's a fly ball into left. Back at the track. Allen Craig will leap and make the catch. 2 out.
getting to the fence, jumping. The ball would have been out had he not made the catch. Or hit the top of the fence. Exchanging leather for a run.
I think your initial call was right. I think that ball was gone.
I think so.
Tonight. Fly ball into right. Berkman is there to win the inning. And Carpenter has a 1-2-3 sixth. Bottom of the sixth. What a catch by Craig. Due up third in this inning. Went up to get it. Cardinals up by 3. He is in the batter's box. His mind is on the top of the 7th. 1 out. Into center field, and Hamilton to his right gets to it. 2 out.
Josh Hamilton.
Here's a 2-2. Craig strikes out, and a perfect inning from C.J. Wilson sends Game 7 into the 7th. 5-2 St. Louis. Back after this from your local Fox station. Initially sent a pinch hitter to the on-deck circle. That is rocketed down into the corner. One hop out of play, a ground rule double. And a good start to this 7th inning for the Rangers, down 3.
And a bad start for a hanging curveball from Chris Carpenter. An 0-2 curveball right in the middle of the plate, just crushed down the right field line by David Murphy.
And with that, Andy Chavez will bat.
The bunt, always a possibility from Chavez.
And that's it for Carpenter, who goes 6+. And this crowd will let him hear it. To force a thrilling Game 6 win tonight. As we're in the 7th, it's the Rangers down by 3, and Arthur Rhodes will deal with Yorvit Torrealba, who was going to bat for Chavez, who was batting for C.J. Wilson. Torrealba flies one into center. Schumacher is there. Murphy tags but does not go anywhere. 1 out. You go from a guy who's been in the big leagues for 20 years to a reliever who's been with 12 major league teams, which ties a record, and he is involved in his first World Series. Second, 1 out. Dotel. 2 out. The 3-1 pitch. Fly into center, should end the inning. And it's time to stretch as Dotel does his job. And Chris Carpenter was terrific here tonight. There's only one other hit that came last night, but it was big, a 1-out double in the 9th inning when they're in the 7th inning, leading off. A strikeout from Mike Adams, 1 away. Off the end of the bat, under the glove of Adams. Safe with 1 out. And Elvis Andrus did all he could. There goes Berkman. Pitch is inside for ball 4. And it's 2 on with 1 out. Up the middle, a base hit. Here comes Berkman. Hamilton's throw is cut off, partially another run. And it's 6-2 in the 7th.
Molina's second hit and second RBI of the game.
Here's a 2-2. Slow chopper. Young flips for out number 2.
And over the last 2 games in particular, the wildness of the relievers and the starters for Texas.
To a 4-run lead. Takes it right down the middle. Gonzalez fooled him. The Cardinals get another run as we go to the 8th inning of Game 7. The Rangers are coming to the plate with a lot of work to do. Down by 4. To Josh Hamilton, who's 1 for 3.
the game was over. I know I did.
He's jammed and can barely get down the line. 1 out. To win the ball game. Here's a 2-1 and a pop-up. Right side in foul ground. Albert Pujols squeezes out number 2. The relief good again tonight for St. Louis. Into the bottom of the 8th. Last year won 19 the year before. As Punto flies into center. 1 out.
It's 4 and 5.
Gonzalez has retired all 3s. Faced 2 out in the 8th. Ogando with a 3-2 count. He inherits, and he gets the strikeout. That goes on his record, and that sends Game 7 into the 9th inning. The Cardinals 3 outs away from the World Series title here in 2011. Up 6-2 on the Texas Rangers. Defensive changes for the Cardinals in the 9th inning, up by 4. Nick Punto takes over at second base. Descalso is in at third. John Jay is in the game in center. Skip Schumacher from center to right. Berkman out and Jason Mott, the man in the middle. Ball 1 inside to Nelson Cruz. Mott worked last night, went 2 innings and allowed 2 runs. The 2-1 popped up. John Jay 2 outs away. Left side for Descalso. Just into the game. 2 out. Nobody, and I mean nobody, could have expected the Cardinals to be in this position even midway through September.
Nobody.
10.5 out on August 25th. 7.5 out with 20 left. 3 out with 5 games to go. That's at the wild card spot. This team crashed the postseason party, and they're 1 out away. And now 2 strikes away. In the air to left, well hit. Back is Craig. What a team. What a ride. The Cardinals are world champs in 2011. number 11 in 2011, and the Cardinals celebrate.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. It's time right now for the World Series MVP presentation. Once again, Commissioner Seelig.
The 2011 World Series Most Valuable Player, presented by Chevrolet, is St. Louis native Cardinal third baseman David Freese. What a postseason. You're the sixth player ever to win the LCS MVP and the World Series MVP in the same year. You set an all-time record with runs batted in and hits, including the big double tonight in the game. Your Game 6 performance will turn out to be, David, one for the ages. Your triple and home run last night will be a part of the lore of this great franchise forever. I'm sure this is a dream come true for a St. Louis native. Congratulations, most valuable player, David Freese.
And right now, I want to welcome in Chris Perry, the Vice President of Chevrolet Global Marketing and Strategy, who wants to present a few gifts.
Well, David, first off, congratulations to you and the St. Louis Cardinals for a fantastic series. And as long to dedicate your performance, we want to donate to you, in honor of your performance, a home field makeover for St. Louis area here. And for your own performance, a brand new 2012 Chevrolet Corvette.
Not bad for a guy who has driven in the most runs in a single postseason. David, you're a guy that grew up in Wildwood, Missouri, about 30 miles from this stadium right here. To be standing on this diamond, you grew up a Cardinals fan, and now to be the World Series MVP, what does it mean to you?
This means everything. You know, just from the beginning, all this, getting drafted, and then the Cardinals seeing something in me, and it working out for me to get traded over here, and just the excitement that my friends and family and you know, everybody around me we've had this whole ride. You know, this team deserves this, and you know, this organization is top notch. And but you know, these fans, you know, you got to give these guys credit. They're unbelievable, and they are the best fans in baseball. This is definitely a dream come true.
David, it's well documented. 10 years ago, you quit the game of baseball. You walked away. You just wanted to be a regular kid and a college student as well. If I had told you a decade ago you would be standing right here as the World Series MVP, you would have said?
No chance. But this is why you keep battling, you know. And sometimes things don't work out. You know, you get injured, you do stupid stuff, but you try and stay on path, and you surround yourself with guys like we have on this team. The character of the guys on this team is second to none, and I'm so glad to be a part of this.
You've kind of walked around the postseason a little bit, almost in awe, a little bit of this whole experience. Like last night, did you even go home and sleep, or have you been wired? And
I had about 45 minutes of sleep last night at about 8 a.m. I couldn't really understand what was going on, and I think that was a good thing. You learn from all these veterans how to go about this game, and I wouldn't be here without all these guys on my team, all the coaches I've had, you know, since I was 3. You know, my dad teaching me how to hit the ball the other way. You know, this is incredible.
David, congratulations. I think there's about 50,000 people that want a ride home tonight.
I'll try and make that work.
David Freese, your 2011 World Series MVP. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. I'm joined right now by Lance Berkman. 13 years. It has been a 13-year journey for you. What is it like to finally reach the Holy Grail?
I mean, it's hard to put into words. It's exhilarating. The fans make it extra special. This team is the greatest I've ever played on. I mean, it's just a great group of guys. I've enjoyed myself immensely here in St. Louis and couldn't think of a better ending.
You're a happy-go-lucky guy, but at any point over the last 2 months or even the last 24 hours, did you think this team was going to fall short?
We just kept playing. You know, we try not to think about that. Obviously, we've been down. We didn't have a great regular season until the last month. We put it together, had a great postseason run, and here we are, world champions.
Was it as fun to play in this series as it was to watch?
Fun may not be the right word, but it's fun now.
Lance Berkman, congratulations. Put your hands on that one if you want it. I've got Albert Pujols right here. Albert, it just seemed like every night it was a different guy. It was you in Game 3, Yadier Molina as well. Lance chipped in, David Freese. Was that the strength of this team? Different guy, different night?
Well, definitely. You know, I think the last month of the season, that's where it started everything. You know, different guys were coming huge, getting big hits, and we carried that into the postseason, and here we are, world champions.
Why didn't this team ever die? I mean, it seemed like at any point over the last 2+ months you could have quit. Why didn't you?
Well, I think everything started with the manager. You know, we have a future Hall of Fame, Antonio La Russa. They always trusting us and pretty much, you know, just let us play. And I think the veteran guys, you know, really take the young guys under the wing, you know, enjoy the way that we play Cardinals baseball. And that's how we did it. And here we are, you know. 2 months ago, we were supposed to be home watching the World Series. Now we're the world champions.
Albert, we know that you're a free agent. We don't know what the future holds. But what do you want to say right now to the great people of St. Louis?
You know what? I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about, you know, we're the world champion, and I'm going to celebrate. And whenever that time comes, you know, then we'll deal with it. But right now, you know, I enjoy this. You never know when it's going to be your last one, so I'm going to enjoy this one like the same way that I did my first one. So thank you to all the fans for the support and never give up, you know, and just pretty much, you know, trusting on us when nobody was doing it.
Albert Pujols, congratulations on your second ring.
Thank you so much.
Here's your Game 7 winner, Chris Carpenter and family. Chris, it looks like you've got quite a headdress working here.
I do. She's my biggest fan. She sits up there and waves to me every single night, and all these people are great. It's awesome to get this the World Series back here in St. Louis, to get another ring. We've been so fortunate to have great fans, a great organization, but our ball club here is unbelievable. You people do not even know what kind of quality people we have on this ball club. These guys are amazing, and I love them.
You know, when the rainout happened on Wednesday night, I could kind of see a little sparkle in your eye thinking, boy, if we get to Friday, I'm getting that ball.
I was hoping so. Obviously, it's not my decision, it's Tony's, but I was hoping I'd have an opportunity to go ahead and pitch in that game, and fortunately it worked out. It started off a little rough in the first, but I was able to collect myself, make some pitches, and our guys did an awesome job to battle back, and I mean, it's just amazing.
Just looking back on Game 6, I mean, you played the role of cheerleader over there, so you were almost like a fan. What was it like to be a part of that?
Man, what a game. You know, I've been fortunate to be a part of a few different games. I think it was Game 7 against the Mets there before in 2006 when Yachty hit that home run, which was amazing. The ups and downs in that game last night was just unbelievable, and it was just a great game to be a part of. I'll be able to grow up and be old and tell these guys when I'm super old what an unbelievable game it was.
Well, not only do you have to work 7 innings, but you got to carry your kids around as well.
Anytime I want, I'll carry them all night long.
Congratulations, Chris Carpenter. Enjoy the fishing trip with Roy Halladay in Brazil.
I will. Thank you so much.
Your 2011 World Champion St. Louis Cardinals.
All right, Chris, thank you. We watched that celebration on the field. We've had the trophy presentation. We will continue on the Chevy Post-Game Show here on Fox as the Cardinals win tonight, win the series. What a postseason. Back with more after this.